Major news for eVTOL industry. Today we're going to talk about Airbus. Currently Airbus is priced at $109 and it's listed on the French stock market with a market cap of 86 billion and a P ratio of 20. Airbus as well is working on developing an electric vertical take-off landing aircraft vehicle as well, which is one of the main competitors of Ehang, Joby, Aviation, Bell, Blade Air, Mobility, and many more. Thalys and Delhi Aerospace joins team with Airbus to develop the flight control system for the next CityAirbus next generation. As we all know, Airbus is one of the multinational corporation. It's based in many locations such as the UK, Spain, Germany, France, and main producing for aircrafts for civil and military usage. Currently developing a eVTOL, which is called CityAirbus NexGen. Thalys, which is a well-known French company, which has more than 40 years of experience in electrical flight controls of Airbus A310, and they're known as well for trains such as the speed train, which goes from Amsterdam all the way to Paris in 2 hours. They develop as well defensive, so civil and military services as well as Delhi Aerospace has decades of experience in avions of helicopters, civil and military flights. Thalys mainly is going to be responsible for the prime computing system, while Dell is developing the secondary flight control systems. As well as in LA, two companies joined and partnered up to develop parking spots for vertical takeoff aircrafts. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching, really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button and turn on the alarm bell and leave a comment below if you have any questions or comments for me. CityAirbus NexGen, which was revealed in September 2 months ago in 2021 at the Airbus Summit. It is equipped with fixed wings, with a V-shaped tail, so the tail is basically in a V-shape, has 8 electronic powered propellers, can carry up to 4 passengers including 1 pilot. It has a range of 80 kilometers and can reach a cruising speed of 120 kilometers per hour. Ehang is currently the soonest to the market, which will enter into service by 2022 next year. Airbus for next generation is going to enter the first prototype in 2023, a bit later on, and the enter into service is in 2025, 2 years after. The only difference between it and some other companies, competitors such as Ehang, is that Ehang is autonomously by a computer and Airbus is by a pilot, which means that there's a disadvantage and advantage at the same time. The disadvantage is that you will have to have a pilot which will have training, it has to have a license and more from the EASA. And the advantage of having a pilot is that you could speed up the process of getting regulations from the FFA and the EASA compared to our Ehang, which has an autonomously driving, which in advantage will save you costs for the pilot, for the training, for the license it will have. But the disadvantage is that you will have to sign up for more certificates and licenses with the governments, and it will be harder to process in the certifications and regulations with some certain governments. But one advantage which I like about Airbus is that Airbus is already a big company which worked in aviation aerospace history for many years now. We had experience with the FFA, with the EASA, which qualifies them for a high certificate, which would be a big role in licensing the CityAirbus NexGen, which I think is a big advantage for them. So let's get to know about what kind of types are out there of these air mobility vehicles. You have a multicopter, which usually is the turbines are vertically and it generates lift downwards, so it goes up like this vertically. You have the lift and the cruise, which basically lifts off and then it has a propeller which gives it propulsion to cruise forward. So it has 2 propulsion, one down and one to the side backwards. And you have an augmented lift, which such as Lilium, which can change its angle of propulsion. So it starts off like this, and as soon as it goes in a certain attitude, it changes the angle of its turbine to move forward like a helicopter. A partnership in LA which convinced me even more and confirmed that this industry has a future, which has that LASA parking and SkyPort developed a partnership to develop air taxi VertiPorts in LA. It's basically a dedicated site or place which a vehicle can take off, land and recharge its batteries, same as a Tesla for example, or a tank station, but for aircrafts like an airport. Who doesn't know, SkyPort is the world's leading vertical port builder, designer and operator. SkyPort is currently a drone delivery company which provides services offering cargo deliveries to their clients in the medical sector, e-commerce sector and the logistics sector. They take care of drone technology, the regulations, which is the law, and the pilots. SkyPort assists the NHS in the UK by supplying packages of cargo from hospital to hospital, such as in the pandemic time, corona tests in Scotland. For e-commerce deliveries, they partnered up with Royal Mail, which is the main mailing company in the UK. They're backed by DB Digital Venture, which is basically Deutsche Bahn Digital Venture, Group ADP, Irelandia Aviation and the NSH. So who is LASA as well? It's one of the largest parking companies in the whole USA. It operates more than 100,000 transit parking spots in the USA, on airports, off airports, rail stations, parking spaces in offices, hospitals, government and municipality, followed by the library, big events, campuses of unis, even bicycle parkings, residential buildings, retailers, malls, stadiums, arenas, and many more. You can only imagine. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you leave a comment below and a like button, which will help me out a lot and will help out to reach to other new investors and help spread the message. So don't forget to subscribe to stay tuned up for next videos and turn the alarm bell. See you.